Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Temple of Possibilities. I am Minister William, or Reverend Will, if you wish, leading today's sermon of March 10th, 2024. And as always, we'll start with a moment of silence for prayer, meditation, or what have you. All right, thank you. Today's sermon I found on All Time Shorts, not All Time Shorts, but the monastery.com or ULC, and it is uh, it is called No, the LGBTQ plus people aren't filth. It was written by Minister Lorraine Fisher, one of the ULC, one of the people who was ordained by the ULC, like I was. And this sermon was written in response to the murder of next Benedict, who was beaten to death by their classmates for being non-binary. And a lot of people in their state of Oklahoma are trying to cover it up. The tragic death of 16-year-old non-binary high school student Next Benedict has led some difficult conversations and alarming revelations in my home state of Oklahoma. Next identified as non-binary and recently died following an altercation with other students in the Owasso High School bathroom. Details are still coming out regarding the case, and their cause of death has not yet been released by county officials. It is deeply troubling to see members of a marginalized group targeted with violence, and the tragedy of a human life being lost makes my soul hurt. Next, not only had to face the anxieties and difficulties of growing up as gender nonconforming, they also had to do so in a state that has frequently criminalized the very existence of LGBTQ plus people. That's not a struggle I wish on anyone. It's also why the reactions to the story from Oklahoma leaders like State Senator Tom Woods have made me feel so disturbed. I want to highlight a response he gave because I think it is the perfect illustration of an insidious force at work in Oklahoma and around the country. The forced injection of certain kind of Christianity into public life. Christian supremacy in Oklahoma. At a legislative forum, a constituent asked State Senator Woods if he believed that the numerous anti-LGBTQ plus bills passed in Oklahoma legislature and supported by Woods could have contributed in some way to the assault on Nix. Woods gave a shocking response. He said, "I represent a constituency that does not want that filth in Oklahoma. You know we are a religious state. We are going to fight and keep that filth out of the state of Oklahoma because we are a Christian state." If you don't believe me, the audio of this interjection has been posted online.
An Oklahoma State senator caught on audio calling LGBTQ plus Oklahomans filth. Tom Woods made the statement during a town hall event with several other lawmakers. The Tahlequah Daily Press was there and recorded audio of the comments.
They're at Wasso High School. What do you think of that? They were targeted because of some of these bills and some of the things that Ron Walters had said.
I want to say one thing as an educator. As an educator, I took the oath to educate students, not indoctrinate them. And I'll always take that stand. We're there to educate our students, let them nurture, and help them to be successful.
My heart goes out to that scenario if that is the case. But we represent a constituency. We're a Republican state supermajority, a House and Senate. I represent a constituency that doesn't want that filth in Oklahoma. We are a religious state. We are going to fight to keep that filth out of the state of Oklahoma because we're a Christian state. We're a rural state. Lower taxes want people to be able to live and work and go to the faith they choose. We are a Republican state. I'm going to vote my district. I'm going to vote my values, and we don't want that in the state of Oklahoma.
Woods was elected in 2022. He was sworn.
Very nice guy, so-called Christian. He gives good Christians a bad name. But going on with the sermon as it is written, freedom, not faith, comes first. And I myself am a Christian. I go to church every Sunday, but Oklahoma is not a Christian state. No state is. That's not how our system works. Conflating religious beliefs with state identity and the operations of its government runs counter to the principles of religious freedom and inclusivity upon which this country was founded. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution explicitly prohibits the establishment of a state religion and protects the rights of individuals to practice their faith freely or to choose not to adhere to any religion at all. The notion of a Christian state carries historical baggage that cannot be overlooked. Throughout history, the intertwining of religion and state power has often resulted in oppression, prosecution, and violence against religious and sexual minorities. By explicitly endorsing a specific religion in Oklahoma, State Senator Woods is advocating for a system that privileges members of that religion above all others. Here is what I believe. Weaponizing the Bible to call the LGBTQ community filth helps no one. As Christians, we cannot hard wave any violent attacks on the LGBTQ community, even if we do not agree with that lifestyle. When people assert that Oklahoma or any other state is inherently Christian, they marginalize and alienate non-Christians. Like many others, I worry about declining church attendance numbers, and I hope to see more believers welcomed into the fold in my lifetime. But no, Oklahoma is not a Christian state, and that is part of what makes America so beautiful. People, that was a sermon written by Minister Lorraine Fisher, who she says herself that she's a Christian. My personal faith is that I'm a pagan. Um, I don't believe there's any bad religion. I believe there's bad people in religion, like that senator. But when people try to tell me about the LGBT people, especially transgender or non-gender conforming people, they try to tell me that God made no mistakes. But the way I see it, humanity is God's biggest mistake. Creating humans was the biggest mistake he's ever made. There are no other creatures in life that are as heartless and destructive as humans are. My prayers go out to Dax's family, who have been living through hell these past few weeks. May justice prevail and Dax's murderers come to justice. May State Senator Woods be punished for contributing to this murder and, for the most part, celebrating it and calling a dead child filth. Remember, everyone, when we all come together, the possibilities are endless. May I see you next week? Thank you for joining me.